Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your data buddy, Kingsley. And today's video, we will work on data cleaning in Excel. All right. You already know that in the world of data, there is this buzzword that is frequently used, and that is ETL or ELT, depending on the paradigm you chose to represent it. So ETL stands for extract, load, and transform. Now, the transformation part of the data is the part where you clean up the data and prepare it, standardize it, and make it ready for analysis. And this is where data cleaning falls in. As a data professional, you cannot ignore data transformation. You cannot ignore data cleaning. It is an essential skill you must have. You don't have a choice in this case. You must have it. And the earlier you know it, the better. Which other place is the best place to actually start learning, if not Excel? Our darling Excel. All right, so let's dive deep in. Today we will be using the retail sales dataset. So I'm going to clean and open it. When you look at this data, it is so intimidating that you may want to run away. A new data professional will like, oh no, I didn't expect this to be like this. But the truth is, you don't control how this data come in. Now that brings me to the next thing. Why do we even need to clean data? Do you have a reason why you have to clean data? Knowing why you want to clean data makes it easier for you to appreciate the data cleaning process. Good. The number one reason why you must clean your data is that this data is not collected by you. You are not a data entry professional or the front desk executive. You are a data analyst, data engineer, any hierarchy you belong to. Hence, you don't collect data. And because you don't collect data, you cannot control how this data is collected, except, of course, if you're brought in during the creation of the application or the data governance process. But unfortunately, most companies and most businesses do not have data governance in place. So there is actually no standardized rules on how to collect data, business data, a very important asset. Hence, this data is collected manually through flat files and Excel, collected through CRM, through applications via databases and APIs. You know, you don't control how these things have been, programmed to collect this data. Hence, you just have to work with what you have, except if there is data governance in place, then you should be able to talk about a much more standardized way of collecting data. But for now, let's dive in and appreciate our data set. So this is our data set. As I said earlier, it looks so intimidating, but before we try to appreciate it, when you look at this now, you notice we have some formatting here. Some tests are not even showing. The numbers are not as are hashed. The cells are congested, they are very small, some are bigger than the other. The columns, the same thing. It's actually not in readable format. As long as I'm concerned, I don't know if anybody can just see it and read it. So let's just make it cleaner for us to at least read and appreciate the data set we have. Because when you want to clean data, you will need to understand the data. You cannot clean the data you don't understand. And of course, that is where domain knowledge is important. So let's appreciate our data. First, what I'm going to do is to hover my mouse on this column A, click and hold, then drag to the left until I cover all the columns that has data. And when I'm done with that, I'll go to my home ribbon. What do I want to do? I want to fit column width and the row height. So I'll come to the format and go to author fit row height and author fit column width, and good. Now it looks better for us to start using. Now at this point, the first thing I usually do before I start cleaning data is to preserve the rawness of my data. Otherwise, imagine bringing the data set in Excel, start cleaning the main data without having a backup. When you make mistake, you don't have anywhere to go, especially when you have saved it. You cannot revert it. So what do we do? I will hover my mouse on the name of the sheet, press my key control keyboard. Now press the sheet and drag it, drop it. I have made a duplicate. All right, let's rename this to the retail data set. Good. I am happy with this. And let's name this the raw data set. Good. Beautiful. Okay, so now what do we do next? Let's try and understand the dataset we are working with. This is our raw dataset and this is the retail dataset. So let's try and understand it. To understand this, I would like to put a filter on this. So I will click here and drag across to the last column, go to data ribbon and come to filter. Yes, I'll click on filter. I've added filter. Now, this way I will be able to understand how dirty this data is. Let's come with transaction. So on transaction ID, I notice this. It looks like everything is normal until we have the blank. So we have some data sets that are blank. Aside that, the other row looks okay. Then we go to customer ID and it looks like the same. We don't have any anomaly there or irregularity except the blank cell. So this is cool. Okay, here just looking at this product name, let me expand this more product name. I noticed that we have some of them that are capitalized and through socks they are capitalized, and we have some that are purely in small letters like the pants, the bag. So what do? We need to standardize it, but let's see if there's any other thing in here. So aside that and the blank, everything looks okay. So we will come, we've seen that there's no issue so much there, and that looks like the same with the category. Let's try and appreciate this again. That's the same. Now we come to the numbers, so we can see at a glance, we notice 3, 3. Wow. How do we do to this? So we have 3, 3. It's not regular. We don't want our numbers to be in words. We want them to be in figures. And of course, this is quantity. Can quantity truly be in negative? I am not sure of that. I mean, the worst we should be able to get in quantity should be like 0. That is, we don't have anything in stock, so or nothing was taken. But in 0, when it is not a calculated field, no, I don't think so. So I would think that these negative numbers are anomalies and need to be standardized. So again with these 3, but before then, let's try and appreciate it. Click there, we see that the negative number here, and we'll scroll down, we'll find the 3. So those are the only issues we've got. Okay, the next thing is the price. See, when you see the price, you see where the dollar is. I don't think this is Excel will not recognize this as money. Perhaps that is why it is left aligned. Normally, numbers are right aligned in Excel. So right now it is saying this as text. So we will work on this, and of course we need to work on this because we want our numbers to be in figures, not in words. So again, if you try to appreciate it, we'll notice it. Let's scroll down. This is it, 75, and then 75, then dollars. So let's move on. I think we have the same scenario with sales too. Look at 150, 150. And yeah, that's the scenario we have. Let's also filter it out and see. Okay, yeah. But in this case, it says we don't have anyone written in words. So it's kind of an easy one to clean up. All right, so we have this. Oh, God. This is dates. Date data cleaning is not some of the easiest one, and this one is so messed up. But then you cannot control again how people add their dates. Some people prefer the dash, some prefer to write it out like this with a comma, some with a forward slash. You just cannot control what they do. But as a data professional, Excel has given us lots of functions that can help us clean and standardize our date column. So let's move on to the next. Notice that the store location has I notice like there is this space we have here, and we have lots of leading space and some lagging space, and they are not really okay. Doesn't look good. And this one is written in short form LA, even with dot, and the one without dots. So we can clean this up and standardize our work. And the same with the discount code, you can notice that the one with discount 10 has everything in caps. Discount 20 has it in small letter. All right, so you can see this is it, how simple it is. We've appreciated our data. Now we know what we want to clean and how we want to approach it. Now, beyond that, notice we also have this formatting. You see this line that we have here, and then the color, the background we have, they are not nicely formatted. We will need to work on them. Good. So we are happy. Let's move on and start our data cleaning. I am back to the where I want to clean. The reason I did this, I use this is so as to reference it sometimes when I need to do any cleaning. It's easier to have a filter that way. And when you're done, you can remove the filter. You can just remove the filter and then it still remains your raw data. Okay, so let's move on. I don't need the filter here. Okay, where do we start? First of all, I don't like those formattings here. So let's clean it up. Again, click here and hold and move it across to the where our data ends. And what do I want to do? I want to clear the formatting, completely clear the formatting. So let's head on to home ribbon and click on clear under editing group. All right, so I have explained how this ribbon works. If you want to know more about it, please check the description. You will get a link on how to actually customize your own ribbon. And that's when we actually did this formatting. We actually customize our ribbon for analytics, and we have this ribbon, and it's actually nice. So, yeah, you can go there and watch that video. It's very comprehensive. Now on home ribbon, you come to clear. So on clear, you can either clear the whole data, everything will clear, or clear the formatting like we have. That's what we want to do. You can also clear the content. So what we want to do is clear formatting and everything is gone. And that's so beautiful. So yeah, the next thing I want to do is I want to transform tests or the test column. So let's start with the products. Now, the products, we notice that we have some of them that are not properly formatted. So they are in caps and some are all in small letter. So I think it's okay to give it a standard. Either make it proper, we use a proper function. A proper function is essentially a function in Excel that allows you to capitalize the first letter and, like in a proper sentence, and then the other letters will be small letter. You can also make it a lowercase, everything will be lowercase, or uppercase, everything will be upper. So the functions are upper, lower, and proper, but I'm going to use proper in this case. To use it, I want to come in here and insert a new column. And I will name it, of course, I will name it the same thing, product name. Good. So I will come in here equal to proper. Good. So I will pick this and close it. Yes, it looks like nothing happened, but I need to double click here. All right, because I have this space here, it would not go past there. I thought my work has ended. So, but I'm going to push it down. Good. We're happy. It's there. So when you notice, when you watch here, you will see shoes all caps, but here proper. And you will see another one, pants all small letter, and then but here is proper. Good. We're happy. So we prefer this column over this. So let's delete this. I will delete this. Wow. Reference error. Oh, sorry, Kingsley, you just had a reference error. Yeah, that is because when you delete column, or that another column depends on, you create a reference error because it actually references that column you deleted. So this column references the other column that we deleted, and that's why it's giving us a reference error. So I will undo and try to do something. What will I do? I'll highlight everything here, click on it and right click and copy. So as I've copied, I will move up here while this is still selected. I will come in here, paste value only, and then it will paste it here. Now that this way, I don't have the formula again. Can you see? I don't have this formula in my formula bar, so I can now come here and delete this. Beautiful. So let's also do the same thing here. Again, I will come here and insert column, name it category, and because I want it to be proper. That is what I want. So I mean, having done this, put this down, I'm sure this is going to respond now. So good, it responded. We didn't need to drag it anymore. So yes, you can see the formula is there, but what we want to do is to copy, click on it, copy, and then come up here, paste spatial, and not paste spatial, sorry, paste value, and we have pasted it on it, overwriting what's already there. That way we can delete this one. That's how it is. That's how simple it is. So have we done? No, I think we still have some tests here, this and this. So let's deal with them. In this case, we have an issue here. We cannot have this space. So let's fix it. We can actually, right, let's go in, insert, and call it store location. So let's do proper. Take note of this space we have here. Good, and take it like this. So notice that that space is still there. But what do we want to do? We want to be able to take away all the leading and lagging space, all the space in between, all those spaces that are not necessary. We want to take them away. And that's why we introduce a new function known as stream. So we can call a function inside another function. This is 100% allowed in Excel. And this is how you get to use multiple functions on the same cell to perform one particular action. So most times in Excel, one function, it's not able to give you everything you want, the action you want to perform. So you combine functions to do that. Now you have to also position them properly. Which one do you want first? The one you want first will be in the innermost level, then followed by the one that what comes next. What comes first for us is that we want to capitalize each of the words here. Then after that, we want to trim every space. So right now, I have this. I will bring up trim, that's the function, and yeah, so can you see trim is outside and proper is inside. So let us close it. So the first bracket that is dark is for trim, the one that is red is for proper, and we say enter, and then you see that space has disappeared. So when I click to flash down, when I double click here to flash down, everything is just sweet. Even the space in between, they are all covered, and everything is so beautiful. I am just loving this. I don't know for you, but you see, if you are in charge of Excel, Excel respects your command. That is just facts. All right, so let's move on. We still have some things to perform here, but let's clear this, copy this, and paste value so that we can delete this. Good. Just the normal way. Now we have some things to do here. Let's get it done. We have these tests that are not consistent with the other naming convention. And we also have some that are in just, for instance, we have just this LA, LA, LA. So let's select this and we go to find and select. Click there and click on replace. We want to be able to pick up L dot A dot, that's the first, this L, any occurrence of it, look for it, and wherever you see it, replace it with the word Los Angeles, the correct spelling. Yes, I am correct. And it will go and look for it. And it says, yes, I checked and I found 156 occurrence of them. I am happy and I have replaced them. So I'm happy. Good, it has done it. All right, so I've done it for only L dot A dot A. So let's look for LA only. Just like this one, LA. Do the same thing and wow. 134 replacement. Wow. Okay. So let's go again and look for LA. Do we have LA only like this? Let's find. No, we don't have. So that's beautiful. And let's close. So before we move on, let's go back here and see if we have any occurrence again. I think we are good. So yeah, I'm happy. We're good. Let's move on. And yes, this is already cleaned. Let's come in here. So we have caps and small letter. So let's make everything. I would like to make everything small caps. I mean, that's usually the way it's presented. So I'll call it discount code equal to upper because that's what we want to do. Yes, there's nothing in that cell, but we want to have it in all the cells. Okay, so I'll flash it down. And yes, we have everything all capitalized. And I am happy what we have achieved so far. What else can we achieve? We have this and we have the numbers. So what do we do? Let us first of all handle the missing values. So there are different ways you want to deal with missing value. What we are going to do now is every occurrence of missing value, we want to just delete it. But you need to understand that this is the last resort. Deleting every row, because any row you delete, if I delete this value because it's missing, it will affect the entire row. So take note of that. That's why you need to ensure that you make your inquiry first when you're dealing with missing value. The first thing you need to do is to revert to the point of data collection to understand why that data is missing. Please, it is important. Find out why that data is missing and know if you can get that data. If you cannot get it, we then fall back to the business rule. Can we use things like average, the mean, or we can use the average of each category, the nearest number, the number below or the number before it. We have different ways to fill missing value. So it's important you understand what your business wants to use for the missing value. Where there are nothing to be used and these numbers that are missing are completely negligible in terms of percentage, then you can actually delete them if it's not going to affect the numbers. You can actually delete them and continue with your analysis. So let's move on. Now, to work on the missing values, and click in any part of my cell and press Ctrl A. Notice clicking on any part of my cell where I have data and press Ctrl A only highlights every part that I have data. But if I click out and press Ctrl A, it highlights the entire data set. So please take note, Excel is very intelligent to understand that. So I'll do this and Ctrl G. So Ctrl G to go to spatial. I'll click on spatial. Now I want to find every occurrence of blank. Go to spatial, every occurrence of blanks, and it highlights it. As it highlighted it, I'll come to delete here under cell and delete every row. So we have sorted all the occurrence of missing value. And we have kind of tried to clean up most of them. And you can see the compact here, except a few missing values, which so let's move on. So, what is the next thing for us to do? Let's work on our dates. So, on the date, let me give you some little explanation of date. In Excel, date is seen as number. So, for instance, if I come in here and say date, come in here and put just one and two. So, normally this is number, formatted as number. Now, if we pick this number, this column, format it as date. Come in here and format it as date. That's number, remember? So let's format it as short date. See what it gives us. It gives us 1 of 1, 1900. So what Excel says that is this is 1 day since time started. And now this is 2 days since time started. So Excel's concept of when life started is 1st of January 1900. So when you give it any number, what it does is it looks for that number 20. It says this 20 means 20 days after time started. See, that's 20th of January. If you give it 60, it will give it to you 2nd of, sorry, 29th of February. That's how Excel sees this. So when it comes here and it says this date that is actually formatted as text, and you come in here and say, all right, so all right, so make it a short date for me. It doesn't do anything because it is not a number. It doesn't know how to calculate it as number. So that's so important. For you to have a date and the cell sees something as date, it must first of all see it as number before it can see it as date. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's move on that explanation. I hope it is clear at the little date. So here, let's insert a new row, a new column, sorry, and we'll name it transaction date or just dates. We'll come in here, we're going to use a function known as date value. So the date value, what it does is it looks at tests that has some kind of, it looks like the shape or the formatting of dates, and then it converts it to the number of days from, just looks at it and convert it to number. Let's do this. And equal to date, that's it, date value, pick it. So what does it do? Converts a date in the form of text to a number that represents the date in Microsoft Excel. Date time code. So let's pick it up and pick this our date and close it. That's all we need to do. Enter and it gives us date. That's what it does. It gives us the date. And let's flush it down and we've got the date. And that is, now we can see some empty value, sorry, value error. That's because it doesn't see anything here, and then it's giving us as value error. We're going to deal with them. All right, so we are happy. Excel has taken everything and has given us the date. Okay, so let's move on. Now that we have value error, we could actually now introduce another function known as if error. So if we have error, what should we do? Any place where we have error, I want us to have the date 1/9/2023, if that makes sense. Most of the dates are around that. So let's fix it. So I'm going to undo this. Yes, leave it at this and say double click it. If error, that's another function. Look at it there. All right, so let's use it. Now I have used it. It just takes the value and the value if it is error. So it takes this value, which is what we're giving it, and then we'll put a comma. And if there is an error, what should it return to us? It should return 1 of 9 of 2023. That's what we have mostly there. Okay, close it and close it there. Enter, and that is it. Let's push it down. Now we don't have any error. So we don't have any error here anymore. But this is a text, not a date. So what do we do to it? Let's go in and wrap this in a date value. That's what I'm going to do. Wrap it in a date value again. Let's return another date value. See what we are doing. All right, wrap it in a date value. Good. That makes sense to me. So what it means that it sees this as a test, but because this is a date value, it's still going to convert it to, it should convert it to date. And I hope everything is closed. This is closed, that is closed, and the bigger one is closed. And enter. All right. So flash it down. And do we have any issue? No. Sweet. All right. So we have handled our date and it's in order. Notice that it's almost the same kind of dates anyways. Let's go and make it use a certain kind of date. Right, select it, right click and go to format cell. And this date, what kind of date do I want? I want the UK, United Kingdom date format. And yes, I am happy with it and it is consistent. So let's move on. All right, the next we're done with all except the price and the quantity, the price and the sale and the sales, and that is our number formatting. And this is gonna be simple for us. So let's start with the quantity. If we go back a little and go to quantity, and you will see here that we have these three, and that looks like the only issue we have there. So let's replace the three, if that makes sense. Let's replace the three. Come in here, go to find and replace. And wherever we see the dollar sign, replace it with nothing because we don't want to see it. That makes sense. So find and replace. 31 of them found and replace, and see what happened. Everything now is a number. We don't have anything again. Okay, so another in the same vein, wherever we don't have anything, any number, we'll put it as zero. Like making a zero sales. Yeah, select the level of the number of rows we have. Good. And move back, go down here, replace wherever you see empty space, replace it with zero, and that it will do, and that's 19. That's correct. Okay, so we have it. We have the zero. We no longer have missing values there. Okay, let's do the same thing with price. So on price, let's see price. We have this 75 and then we have this dollar sign. Let's take care of it. At a time, go back there. Price, come in here. Wherever you find 75, 75, what do? Replace it with 75. And that's what we need, no other thing. And 37 of them have been sorted. The next thing, wherever you see this dollar sign, replace it with nothing. And that is sorted. We have been able to sort this. We are happy. Okay, so what is the next one? This is 3, quantity 3 and minus 5. That's the issue we have here. So let's handle them. Wherever you see 3, that's 3 as a word. I want you to represent it as the figure, and that does it. 35 occurrence. Good. And wherever you see minus 5, replace it with 5. We can also say wherever you see minus, just remove it, replace it with nothing. Either way, we are fine. So we just want to be explicit. And we replace it 40 occurrence. Okay. So one more thing here, and this is just getting cleaner, sweeter, I mean beautiful. I am just loving what we have achieved with this. So let's come in here. This is price. Convert it to currency. Let's use the accounting currency accounting. Now we have the currency, we have the accounting. Currency is this way, where the currency sign is attached to the number. Then the counting is this way, where the currency sign is a bit far from the number, which is, I think it's quite okay because it just gives you some space to want to understand and appreciate the number. Let's use that one. The same way I will use this. And hold on, I don't want it to be dollar. I'm in the UK, so I will use pounds. So I'll come in here and I will choose. If you want more value, if you want money in Ghana cedis, in Nigeria naira, anyone, Australian dollar, anyone, you can come in here and look for more accounting format. So what I want, United Kingdom money. So good, I am happy with that. The same way accounting, change this to pounds. I am happy. Okay, so remember we have not done something here. We still have this very long formula that we have here. You don't want to have that formula because that can mess your work up. So let's again copy and paste on as number. That way we can delete this. Okay, my work is looking so beautiful. Guys, I I don't even know where to start. Let's compare and contrast. This is where we started, and this is where we are. Where we started and where we are. All right, let's move on. So I want to replace any occurrence of nothing. I want to replace it with something. So I'm going to replace it with not provided. So because I mean the store location, it's not provided, so I can replace it with I don't have it. Wherever I don't have any store location, I will replace it with something not specified. Good. So I think I am happy with this. Oh, okay. So we made an error. I will only select places we need to perform this operation. Good. Come in here and perform it. Can you see how important this find and replace has been to our data cleaning? Good. So we're happy. Now, we also have something we have not cleaned up here. So, you know how we do it? Copy this and paste value. And then we remove this one. So here we have some spaces. So the places where we don't have any discount, we look at it like we did not specify discount for that particular transaction or that particular client. So missing value in the column of discount doesn't necessarily mean that there is that it's actually a missing value. It's because it mostly means that there is no discount for that client. So what do we do, or that transaction? What do we do? We try to be much more descriptive. Where we don't have anything, no discount provided. So we'll call it no discount. Since everything is in caps, we're saying no discount. Good. And replace it. Good, 25 occurrence. And guys, our data is ready to do the wonders you want to do. From this point, what do you do? All right, we still have some customer ID, but we can't just delete customer ID. We just have to go back and find out who these customers are. So I will put their ID. It's important. So we can't just take them away. It's important to you. You can't just do any magic here. Go back to your data source, point of collecting data, and validate this. And the good thing is you can actually validate it since we already have a transaction ID. So that is it on data cleaning. Did you get value from this video, guys? Please consider liking the video, share this with your friends, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, our growing family, please do subscribe. I share things around data engineering, analytics engineering, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. We just I just want to give you quality videos, quality training that will make you a data professional in a short time. Things that you truly will need at your work. If you have not subscribed, please do join this amazing family. And to my wonderful returning subscribers, you are the MVP. Thank you so much for supporting me and for being there with me. Now, if you have any more information you want us to talk on, please drop it on the comment section. I will do justice to it. And if you have more skill, more techniques we would have used to clean this data that will make it faster and better, even more efficient, please, we are all learning. I am open to learn that new techniques. And until I see you the next time, keep analyzing.